One rabbit demolished my apple trees all the way around, completely girdled from the ground to here. Same thing with all these other trees. These trees are goners. This happens to a lot of people every year. I usually don't have rabbit problems because of my fence, but I had one trapped in the garden and he ate all my trees. Now when you go online, you'll see people post pictures like this, and then you'll get people that don't know what they're talking about to tell you to just wait and see. Maybe the tree will recover, but it's not gonna recover because the only living part is this bark right here. When this is girdled all the way around, the nutrients cannot flow from root to top and top to bottom. It is cut off. But the good news is, when you have a tree like this, it's been in the ground for a few years, it's got a decent root system to it. So we're gonna utilize that root system. Do not take the advice of removing the tree and replacing it, because you're starting out with a brand new root system, and that takes a long time to establish. Instead, we're gonna chop these trees down. We're gonna graft to the root system that's already in, which has a ton of energy in it. So the little scions we're gonna put in are gonna have incredible growth the first year. One of my subscribers, or at least came across one of my videos, where I went through the garden after seeing all this damage. I collected scions when these trees were dormant. So I have cuttings from these trees labeled that I'm gonna use to do the grafting in this situation. If you didn't take scions during the dormant season, go ahead and check online. There's a lot of websites that have these in the fridge, in storage, where you can still pick up some dormant scions. Might not be the same variety. Maybe you got something common and you can find it. Either way, you need dormant scions for this. And this grafting takes place when the trees start waking up. So even when you have this girdling, there's still some energy left in the tops of these trees. So these buds are starting to break a little bit. Normally, I'd like to wait till there's leaves on the tree, like the first tree we looked at. But this one here, I think, is girdled so bad and so dry that I think a lot of this energy is just not in here anymore. But it is warm out, it's spring, and it's time to graft. So what we're gonna do is, we see here, we still have some living bark. You can see it's trying to creep its way up. It's got a long way to go. It's not gonna make it. We're gonna go just below the damage here, to where we have the living part here, and we're gonna cut this whole tree down. Now, it seems drastic, but in this case, it is absolutely necessary. Now hold on tight, because we want a nice, clean cut. Just like that. Poor tree, you had a good run. Take our grafting knife here and just make sure we got super clean edges around here. We don't want any burrs hanging off. We want a nice, clean, smooth cut up top here. So let's explore our bag of dormant scions from this tree that we kept in the fridge for the past couple months. Let's see what we got to work with here. They're looking pretty good, nice and moist. They're not dried out. The buds are still dormant. Looks like we are good to go. Now these are thicker ones, which is gonna be all right. Just about any one of these scions will do in this situation. So we want this scion to get grafted into here. So for this, we're gonna use what's called a cleft graft. It's actually be more of a modified cleft graft because we're probably not gonna go dead center on here. I'm gonna show you how to line this up to get the best cambium contact to make sure this graft does not fail. But starting with this, we want our buds facing up. That's the way the tree grows. So this is gonna be our graft point. I like to start out by cutting a little of the bottom off, just because that could be the driest spot on here. And then we're gonna take this and we'll make a V shape in the bottom, like a 45. We're gonna start here, get one side like that, come to the other side, and you see how we get a nice sharp point right there? That's what we're looking for. I could go just dead center in this tree and put this in here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to favor the side here. I'm going to line it up to where the edges of my scion are closer to the edges of this branch here. So we're not completely dead center. So it looks like I'm around here. I'm going to take my grafting knife and I'm going to push straight down and rock it. We want to do this without cutting ourselves and without sliding and taking half this tree off. And we want to go far enough so this scion is completely buried. So it looks like we got to go just a hair more. Let's give that a test fit here. I can take my grafting knife and open it up a little bit. Slide her in. And that's looking pretty good right there. I think I can actually go a little bit deeper. Let's get a closer look at this. So what you want is the cambium layers. You see this green layer right there? That's the cambium. Your scion has that same layer. You want these to be touching. So you can see up top here, we are touching. So with this, we want the bark to be pretty much even on the outside. Now, if you want to make sure you definitely get a point of contact, you can angle this scion a little bit. See how it sticks out a little here? It's a little in there. That guarantees at some point in here, that cambium is touching. And all it takes is a little bit to touch for this graft to work. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this stretchy rubber electrical splicing tape. I'm going to cut myself off a nice hunk of it right here. And we are going to put it around here, and we're going to use this tension to tighten this just about as tight as we can possibly get it. If it snaps, no big deal. You can just use regular cheap electrical tape for this. Some people use rubber bands. I like to get the tightest fit I can possibly get. So I like to squeeze it as I pull around. Gotta make sure those cambium layers stay in contact through this whole healing process. I'm also going to use this to cover the top here so water can't get in. We're going to do some more covering here, but this is a good start. Back in with some cheap electrical tape just to really snug it together temporarily. This will be the first thing to come off in the next 1 to 2 months when this starts healing. But for now, it'll give us a little extra tension on there to make sure this heals good. If you got it on there good, this is going to not move at all. You don't want it to move. To check and make sure we're good, I got some dead wood up top there. I cut that. I'm nice and green up top. That's what I'm looking for. I have an array of buds that can possibly take. Some people only leave a couple buds. I like to leave them all just so I got options. Then I'm going to come through here with some buddy tape. This is a good tape when it comes to keeping moisture in scions. I'm just going to lightly wrap this scion with it to make sure it doesn't dry out. Last thing I'm going to do is take this padded envelope here. It's waterproof. That's just going to go up over the top of this for now to make sure no moisture gets inside here. I'm just going to use the electrical tape to hold this in place. You don't want any moisture to get in here because moisture into your graft union is not good. It's going to make your graft fail. Let's do another one here. This beautiful Arkansas black tree that's been in the ground for 3 years. Completely girdled all the way around. There's no chance for this tree. So I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to start with a higher cut here, and we'll come back and get a second cut down here at the bottom. Now it looks like this one we're going to have to go into the rootstock because the rabbits took out all of it. In these edges up here, and this one, we got some thick bark in here. So I think we're actually going to go with a bark graft to make this work. So let's prepare our scion. We get to a nice flat spot here. We're going to take our grafting knife. We're going to go up about 1.25 inches, and try to, in one swipe, get a nice 45-degree angle. Sometimes it takes more than one. And then on this side here, we're going to come back and we're just going to put a little notch into it just to give us a little extra cambium contact. Just like that. And then I like to come and along the side with the bark here, just take a little extra off each end there just to expose a hair more cambium. So this is how we look. We got the 45-degree angle. Then on this side, we got a little bit of the cambium exposed. Here, you can see where the bark ends and the heartwood begins. We're going to want to take our grafting knife and cut straight through that cambium down to the heartwood. You got to do this type of graft when the bark is slipping. So I'm going to take this side of my grafting knife, which pries open this cambium, and you see how that kind of slips? That's what you're looking for. That's our pocket right there. So then we take this, and this side here with all this cambium exposed is going to face inside to that heartwood. So we want to slide it in there. Look at that. And I'm leaving a little bit of the backside exposed there. So this tight fit in there, this is touching on that heartwood, which is part of the cambium on the outside of there. That's exactly what we're looking for. And it's nice and solid. So for some reason it didn't film, but I taped this up just like the other one and put the buddy tape on it. I wrapped it around here so moisture can't get in. Our last step, just like the other one, is going to be to put this envelope over the top here so rain can't get in here. Then in a month or two, we'll be back to check this the same way. One of these grafts takes and the other fails, we'll cut one off. If they both take, we'll cut off the weakest one and keep the strongest. We got options. And in a couple years, maybe we'll have a tree back just like this, just because of that vigorous root system we grafted onto, instead of digging this out and replanting a new tree. These grafts are really easy to do, and the success rate, especially with apples and pears, is really high. Thanks for watching.